Welcome to Section 4, where we'll talk about the process of visiting your chosen casino, picking a winning machine, not losing your shirt, but instead leaving with your winnings. Or, much more succinctly, in, out, and having a good time doing so. Let's move forward to day 13, Lucky 13, where we'll talk about your bankroll by clicking the Continue button below. Welcome to day 13. Today the topic is bankrolls, or the money you have at the casino. There's an initial bankroll you arrive with at the casinos, but naturally the size of that bankroll changes every time you bet and lose that bet or win something. Let's start with your initial bankroll. How large should it be? How much money should you bring to the casino? Well, that's entirely up to you. Seriously, it's your decision, and frankly, don't let anyone try to tell you or manipulate you into thinking anything else. Far too often, whatever the cause, we start thinking our bankroll isn't big enough. We sometimes start thinking that the only way to win at slots is to bring more money to the casino. Please be careful to not fall into this trap. If you want to bring more money to the casino, then fine. But why? What's your reasoning? As I told my physics and engineering students on career day back when I was teaching college courses, I don't care what your plan is. I care that you have a plan. It's your decision to decide if you can afford to bring the bankroll size you want. But it's part of my job to say that any size bankroll is fine. There are even circumstances where no bankroll works just fine too. This is when you get free slots played due to signing up to a new players club, or the casino sends you a mail flyer promotion saying you'll get free play if you come to the casino when they want you to be there. Free slots play can be $20 or less. That's not a lot, but it's enough if you're careful. And by careful, I mean don't go to the high limit room and make a single $20 bet. Unless, of course, that's your plan. But I've already given my opinion of luck-based slots play being the way casinos pay their bills and keep the lights on. So maybe I do care what your plan is, and like with my students all those times, I'm just trying to not tell you how to live your life. If your bankroll is small, whatever small means to you, scale down your bet sizes. Penny slots used to let you make penny bets, and they still do in New Zealand and elsewhere, by the way. But in U.S. casinos, penny slots have a minimum bet of around 30 credits or 30 cents. That's too much for $30 bankrolls, as you'll only get 100 losing bets. That's barely enough to play one slot machine once. Yet the casino is almost full of penny slot machines with maximum bets up to about $8 or $9. For example, Louisiana reports return statistics by slot machine denomination and adds how many slot machines they have for each of those denominations. In their last report, Louisiana had 12,777 slot machines, and 8,766 of them were penny slots. That's nearly 70% penny slots and only 4,011 non-penny machines, of which nearly 500 are high-limit slot machines. Of the remaining 3,500 machines, half are $1 denomination machines and a third are quarter machines. That leaves 501 2-cent, nickel, and dime slot machines statewide in Louisiana. If you have a $20 bankroll, that's the games you need to find to make it last. I wanted to discuss the decision-making process for small bankrolls because so many slots enthusiasts have them, but it's still the same process if you can afford a high-limit bankroll. These days, to support my audience with answers to their questions, I stick with $200 or $300 bankrolls. But when I was playing more often personally, I chose to play high-limit slots. Maybe you do the same? But for me, the high limits meant playing 2 or 3 credits on a $5 or $10 denomination machine. Over time, I fell into the trap of playing $100 denomination machines of only one bet at the end of my casino trip. I had to wean myself of doing that because most often 100 bets are needed to evaluate the performance of a slot machine, and a $10,000 bankroll wasn't something I felt I could reasonably afford to comfortably lose. I certainly had no interest in playing either of the 2 $500 denomination machines in Louisiana. Everybody has a limited bankroll. All slots enthusiasts have to get comfortable with the bankroll they can afford. Thinking you always need a bigger and bigger bankroll is a mental trap you'll want to avoid because that's not planning. Wanting a bigger bankroll so you can play slot machines where you might win a $1,200 or more hand pay just to be able to say you did it? That's different. That's not a trap. That's a plan. And I love it when you have a plan. Ahead are the task recommendations and resources you're going to get on the golden rule of slots play by clicking the Continue button below.